Tristan.
And we're here with Car Talk today because the couches were occupied. And we're here with our newest podcast to talk about competitions.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about mindset around competition in the gym every day. So competition with yourself and others. And then we're going to talk about actually competing in a CrossFit competition. So the weeks leading up, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, the day of, what you should and shouldn't do, and then the week after, how to recover.
Yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. How to pack and just hopefully get you prepped. The reason why we're doing this podcast is because our gym, we have quite a few people who are interested in competing in the CrossFit world. And so they've signed up for their first competition. So we're just trying to get some more information and then trying to get more information to the people who have done competitions before and maybe just don't know how to prep properly or have been struggling with that. And then, as you know, if you've been watching our other videos, mindset's a big deal for me, but I think for all of us. And so just making sure that you're in the proper mindset when you're competing in your gym, even if it's not an actual competition.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, Tori's the mindset queen, as we all know. So, let's talk about competing with yourself and others in the day-to-day world.
So, day-to-day, I just, again, truly believe that you are your biggest competition. And that's the way that it should always be. You should not worry about what other people are doing or what they're accomplishing, and questioning why you're not at that level yet, because we all progress at our own pace. And it's just really important to think about that and know that even if you're not at the same level as someone else in your class, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't give that workout your all or that you aren't competing to be better. Because you can always improve. You can make a competition with yourself every day, which could be setting new goals or trying new skills and just practicing and adding in extra work. So just making sure that you just know that you're in competition with yourself. Don't let other people affect you, and that should translate into when you're competing in another CrossFit competition or any CrossFit competition, as well as like we were talking about before, we have a lot of members in our gym who use CrossFit to train for other events in their life. And one of the biggest things that you don't want to do is worry about what your competitor is doing to a certain extent. If you're constantly stressing about what your opponent is playing or doing, then that's going to mess up your performance. And that's the same thing inside the gym. If you're always worrying about what someone else did or is doing, then that's just going to cause you to not be focused and not be in the proper mindset, which could cause injury, added stress. It could just cause you to be discouraged. Mm-hmm. And that's how I feel. I just feel like you need to worry about yourself, and that'll be super beneficial whether you are in an actual competition or just in a normal CrossFit workout.
So something that I've been doing to really push this mindset within myself is before the workout, I set my intent. So what is my goal? Am I trying to get a certain number of reps of something? Am I just going to move that day? Am I trying to push myself all out, no gas left in my tank? What is my goal? Have I done this workout before and I want to beat my own time? Is it a heavier weight? And I really set that intent going in and then set that goal. And then coming out, whether I reach my goal or not, what I do is I've been picking what's my win for that workout. And then trying to be less critical of myself. So like yesterday, I've been really struggling with handstand push-ups and toes to bar. And yesterday, my intent was to just go into the handstand push-ups and just get through them RX. And I ended up stringing 3 together. In the first round, I did 3 2 2s and throughout that first round. And then my toes to bar were fantastic. I got 6 in a row, which is really good for me. So those were my 2 wins coming out of that workout. And then things that I could improve upon or I need to work on are my push-ups, because I know that I'm weak in my push-ups. And so I just need to give those some more attention.
And notice, not one of her things that she just said with her intent before and after had to do with anyone else. It had to do with just her and her own personal goals. And that is what you guys need to remember. That's the same thing for competition, for all of you competitors out there who are training for their first one, or even the experienced ones. Don't focus on what you see on Instagram or what this other person is lifting and, oh, they tested a workout and they got more reps than you. Who cares? Like, use that to fuel you. Don't let that discourage you, and don't let that influence how you're going to take that competition, because if you go in with a negative mindset or in an already defeated head or space where you're like, well, I'm already going to lose, so what's the point? Then there's no point in doing the competition.
You've already lost.
Yeah, you've already lost. You're not going to be there. You're not going to be in the proper mindset, and that competition can already just go in a negative way, even if you end up doing really well.
Yeah.
So just think about that next time.
And it's not to say you can't use other people to push you or drive
Right.
you. So, like, if you're neck and neck with somebody and you have a lot of gas left in your tank and you know your abilities and you want to use that, you're their neck and neck and kind of compete while you're in that workout and that space, that's okay. But at the end of the day, don't let their score or your score determine how you feel about that workout. Still come out of that workout, pick what your win is, pick what you need to work on if you want to focus on that, and then go from there and make it about you.
It's good. Like, I'm a very competitive person. I love competition. I'll race anyone to the mailbox. I'll race anyone in the gym. Like, I love competition, and it's good as long as you are treating it in a healthy way. Like Tristan, like, I feel like her and I can battle on certain things and we play to our strengths. Like, if we have rowing in a workout, I just know that that's not one of my strong suits. So if I can be anywhere near Tristan in a rowing workout, like, even if I don't beat her, I'm just like, wow, like, I did good. I was whatever, 20 meters off or 20 seconds off, whatever it might be. You know, just knowing, like, I have her to push me, but I'm not going to not show up to the workout because I suck at rowing, or I'm not going to be like, oh, Tristan, thanks a lot. You beat me again. Great. Like, just use that to motivate you and to push you. And I just think it'll make you a better athlete and a better training partner, like, because you can just find different strengths and weaknesses in each person you interact with, and that's only going to make you a better athlete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, having that competition with somebody else is it can be really healthy and motivating, but like we said, at the end of the day, make it about your competition with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do? What can I improve upon? What did I do really well? What do I need to work on? And then, yeah, like, playing to your strengths. So, like, if there's gonna be running, kettlebell swings, rowing, and wall balls, Tori's probably gonna beat me on most of this stuff, but I have my strengths as well. So I'm gonna go really hard on the kettlebell swings, really hard on the rowing, and try to keep up with her. But at the end of the day, if she beats me, I'm not going to be upset about it.
She's just worried about her performance, and then we can talk about it and work on things together. Like, we have a skill going on, I guess you can call it competition for us to get better, but every day we're working on some new skills. We're working on strict pull-ups, strict dips, muscle ups, and just kipping pull-ups, and just trying to add in more gymnastics volume in our just normal day-to-day routine.
Mm-hmm.
And by us doing it, it's been getting a lot of interest in a lot of other members, and it's just something simple and easy that we can add into our day and just help push each other.
Yeah.
So it's good to compete with each other, but just always remember that ultimately whatever you do is the most important thing, and you are the only one who can make or break your performance. You know, you can only make yourself better, and you can only make yourself worse.
Yeah. And it's a lot more fun when you just compete with yourself, because it's easier to stay positive.
Mm-hmm. And you get all of the credit if you do awesome. So that brings us into
competitions,
which are awesome. We love competitions. I will always push people to do it, because I just think it's a good goal to have.
Yeah.
Train for.
it helps you really work on those skills that you may not have fully as well, especially going into a competition. They always give you the load list prior so you can see which division you sign up for. And so if there's one or two things on that load list that you may not be able to do, like pull-ups or something, then you can really focus hard on that skill going into that competition and work towards that. So the weeks leading up to the competition, nutrition is extremely important. So
Even before competitions, it should just be normal in your diet.
well, yeah. Yes. All around you should be eating well, because otherwise you're just throwing your workouts away. Which I've found recently is very true. So, going into the competitions, we typically follow RP Strength. It's a plan that helps you eat per macros. So in the mornings I usually have to hit a certain number of protein, carbs, fats, and then 1 to 2 cups of veggies with every meal. Veggies are really, really important, as well as all of the other macros. So if you need help, we have a couple dietitians in the gym. Jess Lincoln is one, and also Taryn is another. And so you can ask them for help with eating at any time. But really, you don't have to eat macros. Really just eating whole foods, shopping around the edges of the grocery store, not in the middle.
Eating to fuel your body, not to destroy it, is most important. And probably eating more than you think you have to. A lot of us, our biggest problem is we're not eating enough. So just even adding in extra calories alone can go a long way.
Yeah. So like I eat 4 meals a day. I eat breakfast, 2 lunches, and then a dinner. And then in my workout, I have a protein shake with carbs. And then right before bed, I have another protein shake with carbs and fats in it. So if you need help with that, let any of us know. We can definitely set you down the right path as far as nutrition goes. But really, like, I would say probably 3 to 4 weeks before a competition, you really want to hone in your eating. If you're having extra cheat days, really take those out. It's still fine to have a cheat day a week, at least a cheat day a week, but you really want to eat clean going into competition, because that's really going to fuel your body and give you the best performance.
And ask questions, and the best thing you can do is probably track what you eat. I think we all use MyFitnessPal. It's a free app. You can scan everything you eat or input everything. But just starting with that, tracking how much you eat, will go a long way, because it'll really open your eyes to a lot of mistakes you might be making. You can really start seeing, like, oh crap, I eat donuts every single day. That's probably not good. Or, oh wow, I'm only eating 800 calories a day. Like, that's really not good. So, like, it'll just really start helping you. So starting with a plan like that, with just starting to track, I've talked to Taryn many times, and every time she's always had me, before we come up with a plan, is always track what you eat for 3 days fully. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, any snack, any alcohol, like whatever you're doing for the 3 days,
Water.
do it and track
How much
it.
water are you drinking?
And then you can come up with a plan and see what you might need to take out or add in, or how, like, when it'll break down, like, your proteins, fats, and carbs. What is the main thing in your diet? If it's all carbs, maybe you need to add in more protein. And we can go into a whole nutrition podcast separately, but for competition purposes, make sure you're eating enough, start tracking, and don't be afraid to ask questions. And it's really, really a good idea to just make sure your diet is on point.
Yeah.
At least a month before, but it should be pretty good for the most part.
Yeah. So what about working out the week of? I think there's varying ideologies going into that. Usually I will kind of go lighter the week before. I'll still do the CrossFit workouts like 4 to 5 days. So if a competition's on Saturday, I'll work out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but keep the loads a little bit lighter. And then Thursday, I'll just hop on the bike or the roller, or go for a long walk, or go for a light hike or something like that. And then the day before, I'll normally rest.
And everyone, I mean, so for me, I try to keep my routine pretty normal, obviously while being smart. So if I have a competition on Saturday, I typically will work out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursdays in our gym are typically longer workouts anyway, lighter load. So I try to keep Thursdays in general pretty light, more cardio based, and then I'll usually rest that whole day Friday. But I like to try to keep my routine pretty normal so I'm not putting my body in shock, because competition days are hard. You are shoving in a lot of added work that you don't normally do, and you're typically doing anywhere from 3 to 5 depending on the competition workouts in that day. So it's just, I like to see consistency, but if you have deadlift maxes and back squat maxes and a bunch of maxes that week before, yeah, you don't need to max. That's not the time to max out.
Or if you have Murph or something where you're doing a ton of bar work and you're gonna rip up your hands, maybe do ring rows or something where your hands will be not so sore going into competition, right, especially if you have that kind of stuff in competition.
Yeah, so week of, make sure your nutrition's on point. So for the most part, keep your routine pretty normal with your workouts, and then depending on the person, adjust your load, or depending on the workout. The week before is not the time to PR and go crazy, especially if it's your first competition. But you also don't want to go in so relaxed and so rested that when you go into that competition, you're hurting. So it's like, it's good to take a day, you know, maybe a day and a half with like doing like a big cardio day the day before, but nothing more than that. I've heard of many people taking a full week off before, and I'm like,
that's too much.
That is too much.
Think about coming back after a week off. It's really difficult that first day.
Yeah.
So it's better to stay consistent throughout that week. And then also something that I started doing a couple years ago is rolling out my feet the night before. Really, mobility, I know we've been hitting it hard, but mobility is so important. So making sure that your muscles are primed, rolled out, get all that lactic acid out. So I usually drink, like, I'll roll out the bottoms of my feet. I'll roll out any achy muscles that I have, especially the night before. And then I usually tend to eat more carbs the night before.
We carb load.
We've
spaghetti. Made it, which I know it's probably not
the
best nutrition, which is going against, but we usually go to Olive Garden the night before and like super carb load. That is something that I've done my whole entire competition life. I ran track and played soccer, and whether it was a spaghetti dinner at home or going out, like having a big bowl of just carbs just fuel me and just make me feel so good and ready. Obviously add in your normal veggies and add in extra nutrients that are gonna be more beneficial than just the pasta, but definitely eat a lot the night before. I just feel like it just helps set your day.
I know we've done protein pasta with like turkey meat or just extra hamburger, and then the sauces, and then you can add vegetables into your spaghetti if you like that type of thing, or just a really big salad. But definitely those extra carbs are going to help you get through that next day, because like Tori said, your body's not going to be used to the volume of work that you're going to do that day. And the levels that you're going to push yourself, the adrenaline rushes that you're going to have the day.
And I guarantee you're going to be nervous, so you're going to just be nervous, and you're probably not going to want to eat right away. Or it might be harder for you to eat, so having just that bigger meal, it just helps set you up for success. And then I think Tristan touched on it, but I mean, I try to just have a lot of water, and I try to stay hydrated in general normally. But on the competition weeks, or even just like the night of, I try to drink Pedialyte. That, I'm telling you, is a game changer.
Is the best.
Yes, way better than Gatorade, way better than water. get a Pedialyte, drink that the night before, then have 1 or 2 more for competition day. I try to drink 1, if not at least half, before my first event, and then drink the rest of it, and then the other one will be ready for afterwards. But
Yeah.
you want to stay hydrated, and I don't know if that falls under nutrition, but hydration is key.
Really
It'll
important.
save your muscles and it'll save your workouts. Sorry, you'll pee a lot, but at least you're not going to be cramping. So
Yeah.
please, please, please hydrate. If that's the only thing you hold on to today, hydration. And Pedialyte is bomb.
Winner. So, shopping list.
Mhm.
Usually a couple days before, the night before, I'll go to the grocery store. Like Tori said, I usually get 2 to 3 bottles of Pedialyte, 1 for the night before, 1 for the day of. I like to drink coconut water during the competition day, so I'll usually have a Pedialyte the night before, one of those huge bottles of coconut water for the day of, and then a Pedialyte that night. So my shopping list for competition days is 2 bottles of Pedialyte, a big bottle of coconut water, and then lots of little snacks. So I really like those P3 protein packs with the cheese and the nuts and it usually has some sort of meat in it. So I'll get a couple of those, like 1 for after each workout, or the RX bars. They're really natural protein bars. I really like those a lot. Fruit, gummies for some added carbs. Beef jerky is really good. Carrots are really good. Just like light snacky foods that can give you a lot of your nutrients that you need.
Yeah, we definitely don't recommend eating full-on meals
No.
in between, but it's really important that you're getting your protein and you're rehydrating. You have food that's going to help fuel you for that next workout. I'm not a big eater either. For me, my shopping list and my routine is big meal the night before. I usually eat a really big breakfast. I try to have some eggs, fruit of some sort, orange juice, coffee. Sometimes I'll add in oatmeal or toast, but again, a big breakfast just to help set my day. And then my shopping list, I don't drink coconut water. I like just regular water and Pedialyte, and that's usually what I drink. And I just try to drink all day, nonstop. Even if I have to go to the bathroom, I don't care. Just drink. Lots of fruit. I love having fruit. My go-to is strawberries, bananas for cramping, and then I love cherries. My protein bar of choice are the Power Crunch bars. I really like those. They're really light. And so that's what I'll have in my snack bag. And then I usually have some sort of deli meat, turkey or ham, and some like cheeses to snack on. And then yeah, just little munchy food. Like I love beef jerky too. I think that's great. You can get a lot of protein, and it's just something that you can chew on.
Because
Gummies.
you're not going to be hungry.
Yeah, you're not going to want to be
Every
hungry.
competition, I have to force myself to eat a big breakfast, and I'm like Tori. I like to have some eggs on toast with some cheese, and then coffee or orange juice. The coffee helps kind of get me going because I don't do pre-workout. So force yourself to eat. It's really, really important, and if you don't, you'll end up like me on Turkey Challenge a couple years ago. The second day in, I wasn't eating enough. I was not hydrating enough, and also I think I might have had the beginning stages of stomach flu. So I did the first workout on the second day, and I couldn't move. I was just like dead drained, and I had to end up going and getting one of those IV bags.
I have never seen someone so pale. Like, it was bad. It was
Tori
really
had to
bad.
walk me to the bathroom,
Yeah.
and all the other girls in the bathroom were like, "Oh my gosh, that girl, she's bad."
Yeah. No, so it's really, and I do struggle. Like, I know what we need to eat, and I don't know if it's nerves or what, but it is really hard.
It's hard to
eat. So
yeah.
having snacky foods are much easier to munch on and eat throughout the day, because I could even eat a few bites of something a few minutes before the competition without being like, oh my god, my stomach, I'm not going to be able to move. And And then afterwards, it's always really nice to go and just pig out and have another big meal.
Yeah.
Usually, again, we're not
Nice big cheat meal
yeah,
after
big cheat meal.
all of your hard work.
Yeah,
for the
you earned
competition.
it. You earned it. You did, again, a lot of workouts, a lot of calories were burned. There was a lot of adrenaline, and yeah, go and have a meal and refuel your body.
And celebrate.
Yeah.
Because when you're going in a competition, really the only thing that matters, it doesn't matter where you place, it matters how hard you tried. And again, come out with your win. What was your win for the day? What was your win for each workout? What's your intent for each workout, and what's your game plan? Normally in the competitions, they'll send out the workouts at least a week in advance, so you can kind of come up, pick your strengths, know where you're going to struggle, go really hard on your strengths, and just keep struggle through your weaknesses. Just push as hard as you can, and stick to your game plan is the biggest thing.
For all of you guys who are signing up for Festivus Games and this is your first comp, right there alone, the win is that you even signed up.
We're so excited and proud for you.
We're literally closing the gym down for you guys because we are so excited. Like, that is a win. You guys have signed up. This competition was supposed to happen in April and it got postponed because of COVID, and you guys have been training harder and more than ever. You've been super dedicated, super motivated, and instead of using this delay to make you upset or annoyed or ask for a refund, you just use it to fuel you more and get extra experience and just become more prepared. And so that's a win. You guys have been holding on to this moment for a long time, and it's almost here. We're 2 weeks away, which is super exciting. So no matter where you guys finish, that alone should be an accomplishment. Like, you guys, I think there's 4 workouts. So you guys did 4 workouts in one day. Like, whoa, that's a lot.
Awesome.
That's super awesome.
So then warm-ups. Warm-ups are really important. They kind of go along with that whole mobility thing. Before you want to warm up before each workout. And if you need help with that, especially for Festivus, we'll be there. So we can kind of help you warm up the proper muscles and do some drills. But you come to the gym every day, you know what to do. I usually start warming up about a half an hour before my workout. Normally gyms will have a PVC pipe and a rower, so I'll always hop on the rower, go for a really short jog, just get my heart rate up just a little bit, and then stretch out those muscles, activate those muscles. If it's deadlifts, you want to activate your glutes and your back muscles. If it's snatches, you'll want to do Bergner warm-up, which is what we usually do before snatch days. And it also preps your body for the workout. So
yeah, I agree. I usually try to warm up 30 to 40 minutes before. The first half is just trying to just get moving, because a lot of times you'll see in competitions you are sitting around for a long time, usually at least an hour, sometimes up to 3, and you just get really stiff. So the first half of my warm-up, I really just try to get loose. I'm not focusing on really anything more than that, is just getting my heart rate up, getting that blood flowing, getting loose. And then the last half, I usually try to make it more focused towards whatever that upcoming workout is. So if it's snatches, like Tristan said, Bergner warm up and getting under some heavy weight, or actually just lifting, so you're not going in just totally blind and cold. And then just trying to test out a few of the movements or do a round and just feel super prepared for that workout. But it's definitely important to loosen up. Don't nap, as hard as it might be. Try not to nap. You don't want your body to get that relaxed again. You want to stay alert. You want to be ready. We usually always bring a lacrosse ball, a foam roller, a band just on our own for our own little tent area. And it's just a good idea, if you have a longer than an hour wait, just to get up and move, do a few leg swings or do a few band pull aparts, whatever it is, but just try to keep that blood flowing, because it's really easy to just get stuck and just want to
not
chill
warm
and
up.
not want to warm up or not
Especially
be ready.
at the end of the day. It's
Yeah.
really hard to do that very last warm up before your workout, but
Mhm.
at least do something.
Yes.
PVC pass-throughs, whatever. Just get moving.
And then before we go on to the week after, I do want to touch on some things that you should pack for competitions, not even food related. Most of the time, Tent City is outside, and being in Colorado, you never know what to expect with the weather. I always try to come overly prepared. I am the type of person who would rather pack too much than too little. So always bring your own chair or something comfortable to sit on, because most of the time you're sitting in a parking lot or a dirt field.
Yep.
So just make sure you have something to sit on. I always like to have an extra blanket just in case if you want to lay down and foam roll or stretch. That way you're not laying on anything gross. So bring a blanket or a towel. Make sure you have Band-Aids. Make sure you have your
Tape.
normal tape equipment. If you're a wrist wrap, knee sleeve kind of person, make sure you have all of your equipment and make sure it's ready. Most competitions have jump roping, so it's a really good idea to either borrow one from your gym or bring your own. So just make sure you have your equipment packed the night before and ready. And then sunblock, sunglasses,
And a change of clothes.
change
probably.
of clothes. Yeah, I usually try to
If-
bring an extra shirt at least.
Yeah. If you're like me, I sweat a lot, and so I typically won't change my clothes throughout the workouts. I'll keep the same clothes. I know you like to change your clothes before each workout, but
I like to have different outfits for every photo.
I'm too lazy for that. So I just stay in my clothes, but at the end of the day, if I'm gonna go out to eat, I know that I smell. So I'll have a change of clothes, my deodorant, an extra hair tie,
Extra of everything.
socks, underwear, like the whole shebang, an extra bra. I like to just get out of my wet clothes.
Yeah, just be overly prepared, because worst case you just bring it home and you put it back in your drawer. But
Yeah.
having spares of everything, gloves. I don't normally wear gloves when I do any gymnastics movements, but in the case that I might rip, I would rather have an option to allow myself to still be able to do it. So I always keep an extra pair of gloves or tape or bandages, so that way I don't have to stop the workout because something bad happened to my hands or whatever might happen. So just
And
overly
girls,
pack.
it's a little bit awkward, but I'll have like a tampon or something extra just in case, because you never know.
Yeah. You don't, and I mean,
Or several.
you like to think you know, but something can always happen. So just make sure,
Overprepared, yeah.
and then try to have like a group and have like a tent or a canopy or something. So it's easy to find you, because I'm hoping people will come out and cheer you on. I know we're always going to do that for our athletes, but it's just nice to have a space for you to just like settle, keep your food cold. I come with a cooler, and just like a snack bag, and it's just good to have your belongings in a place instead of just out in a bag on the side on its own. So just come covered, and you can ask anyone in the gym, and I know someone will be able to help you out with that.
Yeah.
So that was just packing. I wanted
Have
to talk
fun.
about that.
That's the most important
Yes.
thing. Have fun and be proud of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is getting long, but recovery.
Yeah, the last week after.
The week after.
The week
So,
after.
That night, you're going to be tired. Again, get hydrated after, eat a lot, and sleep. Sleep.
Yes.
It's really important.
Recovery.
And then, the week after...
Oh my God.
Oh! We're on the week after.
Hello. We're on the week after competition. We
Oh,
just got
yes.
our three amigas. We
Three
have
amigas in the
Jess, Emily, and Anna, and they're here to chip in on the week of recovery. So yes, the night of, make sure you eat a big meal. Make sure you get a lot of sleep, and then the next day, as much as you're probably gonna want to do it, do not sleep all day or be lazy all day. Even if it's just going outside for a 30-minute walk, move. You gotta get that lactic acid
You're
out.
gonna be sore.
You're gonna be sore if you don't. You're gonna be sore no matter what, honestly, but you're gonna be even more sore if you just sit around and do nothing. So it's okay to take a rest day in the gym, but
Go for a walk.
Go for a walk.
Use the rower.
Mhm.
Go for a
Foam
hike.
roll, lacrosse ball. Just do something at least for an hour that day. And eat. Eat. And then the week after, again, I try to listen to my body. My body is always my best guide. If I'm not feeling good, I'm not going to risk doing a workout and hurting myself. But especially after competition, you know, you have a lot of adrenaline. You might be moving your body in ways that you probably shouldn't have. So it's just a really good idea to come in and work out, but also be safe. So like Tristan was saying the week before, she likes to go lighter. That's typically when I go lighter, is the week after. Just to make sure.
I go lighter both weeks.
Yeah. So it's just good to make sure that you're just fully ready. But that doesn't mean you're not working out and you're not giving it your all. Because again, with scaling, it should be just as hard as a normal workout.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any input?
Yes.
Do you have any questions, Emily? Because Emily is one of our first-time competitors.
Yeah.
You don't know what we talked about before, but
So how do you keep yourself from throwing up everywhere during a competition because you're nervous?
Well,
That's-
I've yet to see anyone throw up, but nerves are good.
There's always a first.
nerves are good. It's adrenaline. So that's actually going to help you with your
Yeah.
workouts.
I've always said if you're not nervous for something anymore, then that means you have nothing to lose and you shouldn't be doing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I think for me, I'm always extremely nervous until that first workout starts.
Mhm.
And then once I get into it, it's just a workout.
Yeah, because I guarantee you'll all be, the most nerve-wracking part is just standing there waiting for the clock
To
to
start.
start. And then once it starts, it's like,
You're like,
oh, I'm working out at a competition?
Well,
I'm
and
not
you're
in
so
the gym?
focused on what you're doing that it doesn't, like, your nerves kind of go
Yeah.
away and you
Mhm.
just do the work.
Mm-hmm.
But
That was a good question.
We've
I don't
talked-
think you'll throw up.
we've talked
Yeah.
to a lot of people. I do poo a lot
Yeah.
before every workout, basically, because of nerves. So,
Like everyday workouts you do?
not everyday workouts, but like every workout before in a competition, I poo a lot on the day of.
Yeah.
I mean, better
It's a
out than
thing.
in.
It's a thing. It's normal.
Okay,
It's gonna
Shrek.
happen.
Yeah. Everyone.
Any other questions?
Any other
No.
or input? Jess?
Well, I'm not sure how this is going to come across, but I've been on a lot of teams with different people, and when I'm nervous and say I'm on Tristan's team and say, Tristan, I'm really fucking nervous, Tristan will say, oh my God, me too. And then we just feed off each other and it just turns into a big, huge ball of nerves together.
Not good.
Then I was on a team with Ozzy, and Ozzy's very calm, cool, collected, and I'd be like, Ozzy, I'm so nervous. And he'd be like, you're fine, Jesse, you're fine. You're right, you're fine. He's totally not going to take this. I'm nervous
Again,
crap.
mindset. You are your biggest competition and you're going to make or break yourself. If you are super nervous and you're talking yourself out of it, then you're probably going to get out of the competition.
Yeah.
If you're talking yourself up and you're motivating yourself and you're like, I can do this, I'm here, I might as well do it, you'll be super successful, I guarantee it. And you won't throw up.